You know what's good about being a photographer? I think even when I'm driving in a car, I see more things. I'm always looking. That would make a good shot. Sometimes I go past, if you're driving 30, 40, 50 miles an hour, and you're looking and you see something, you're already past where it was. Turn around, make a U-turn, and go back. And I've done that a number of times. We were in Ireland, Dan and I were in Ireland, and I saw two white horses. Mother, daughter. It's just a beautiful shot of two horses neck to neck. You got to do that. You got to photograph every day like you have to hit balls every day. I'm going to take pictures today, some kind of picture, probably. Tom Lehman hitting a bunker shot where I set the camera at an 8,000th of a second, which is the highest shutter speed, and the ball is frozen, as you can tell in a video when they stop the video. But you can read the letters, Titleist, on the ball. And the sand is just a cushion of sand around the ball. Lucky shot, because you have to know where to focus. You have to focus where the ball's going to be. Ball's here to start with, and then when the picture's taken, it's got to be here. The shutter, you only get one crack at it. It wasn't a sequence, but I get a sense of timing. I can get a picture of a guy hitting a ball and the club face on the ball in a full swing. I'm successful many times doing that. Because I feel the swing going in, and I know when to start. There's a delay. You know, goes from your eyes to your brain, down your shoulder to the shutter. That takes millisecond. And do you know that in most cameras, including the one I use, the mirror, which puts the image on a viewfinder, comes up so the light can hit the film, and then it has to go down to be ready for the next one. And that happens like that, quickly. So I think that there's a millisecond in a golf swing. You tell me if I'm wrong. We really don't know at moment of impact, that millisecond, what you've accomplished, whether you've hit it good or bad. Just but same with a camera. When that thing goes dark for a split second, you don't know whether you got a good picture or not. Till the mirror comes back up and you can see it.
It's an art form.
Photography is for sure, so is golf.
The instant that Tiger Woods made his putt at Torrey Pines to get in the playoff at the U.S. Open.
First of all, there's a lot of luck in photography, really. There's a lot of luck. You have to be there and ready, which is preparation, which is one of the questions. Preparation. It's like a painter. Whatever he does before he puts the paint on, it's all important stuff. Preparation. But that's what you try to do. You try to look. And right now, it's middle of the day. Not a good time to take pictures. I like it late afternoon, early morning, when the light is this way rather than this way.
And Jules, in that famous picture, you've got the whole background of the stands. Every person's face is in focus.
Yeah. Well, and the camera does that.
It's instantaneous.
Yeah.
But you were telling me that not one person was standing where you were. Inside the ropes, all the photographers, you've actually got them in that clip behind.
Yeah, that's preparation. That's going before he makes the putt, way before, and looking and saying, well, I'll take it from here, because if that putt goes in, everybody's going to go crazy.
And he turned right to you, which was really extraordinary.
I didn't plan that, but it was luck. See, that's what I mean by luck.
It worked to your favor. And you had the only photograph, and it was used in Sports Illustrated?
No, Golf Magazine.
Golf Magazine.
Double page.
Double page,
Spread.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, and a handful of people said, I want that picture, and wrote to me. Two girls in Hawaii sent me macadamia nuts because I sent them a picture. I think even Ansel Adams would accept it now because it's getting to be so good. Now, the only difference that I see, having been a film photographer for so long, is that film, when you see a print made from film negative, it's made on silver gelatin, which is a chemical print. But when you make a digital print, it's ink, which is sprayed on a piece of paper. a lot different than chemicals on a piece of photographic paper. And there's still, to me, a difference in the tonal quality between film and digital. No question about it. With the right post-production, a digital print in black and white, which is what I'm talking about, can be, on a scale of 1 to 10, as they say, maybe 9.5, but on a black and white film, it's a full 10. That's my point. That's the difference. And I can almost look. If I go to a museum and see Ansel Adams prints, I can always say, or any good photographer, in black and white, that's a black and white print. And I went to Ansel Adams' workshop, Carmel, and I looked at his prints from here to there, and I thought, no one better. He's like a Hogan. He is the Hogan of photography, Ansel Adams. His prints were so beautiful, and he did them in the 20s and 1930s. He was so dedicated that he had a mule with the saddlebags, put the film in the camera, he used a big camera, 8x10. Climb up a mountain, the mule would carry all his equipment, tripod, big camera. And if the light wasn't right, he'd wait. He'd sleep in a sleeping bag till the morning. Is that passion? To get the right light?
That's passion.
Well, color shows everything the way it really is. But there's something about a black and white picture that grips you. It's a classic representation. The tones are beautiful that you don't see in a color picture. There's a great photographer named W. Eugene Smith. He photographed the war in World War II, and his pictures were so dark. But he explained, don't look at the picture as what the picture shows, but look at the picture as what shows in the picture. So when a print is dark, you have to really look at it. It wasn't so dark that you couldn't look at it. You'll see it. And just think, he had in the book, Tiger Woods in Black and White, I have a preface where I say, 50 years ago, great photographers had one camera and one lens. They didn't have a bag full of stuff that they have to reach in, get a wide-angle lens and change it, get a long telephoto lens. One camera, one lens, always ready. The picture that Eisenstadt, who we referred to before, took of the sailor kissing the girl in Times Square, that famous picture, when the war ended, celebration going on. He's shooting, everything going on. And suddenly, and his camera is set, one camera, a Leica, which he used, and one lens. It's set for the overcast sky, the distance, maybe an average 12 feet, and he's all ready for the next possible shot. And a white flash, he says, goes by, and it was the nurse who was kissed by the sailor running by. And the sailor grabbed her, and he spun around. He didn't even focus, because it was all pre-focused. And he went, click, got that one picture. You couldn't do that with a Nikon with a telephoto lens or go into a bag. You see, that's luck. That's being ready. The picture I have of Payne Stewart on the green, luck.
You mean from a distance?
Yeah, it was at Kiowa. I was in a grass bunker, right? Mm-hmm. He's playing with I think 3 others, 3 caddies. There's a whole bunch of people on the green. And he's plumb bobbing a putt. White +4s, white hat, red socks. Now I was at the right height of my height that I didn't crop off his feet because I was below the green.
Oh.
So I was high enough to see just the soles of his shoes and that, and then a blue sky and nothing else. And the other golfers and caddies were not in the picture. How long does it take to plumb bob? Less than 2 seconds, sir.
Right.
Okay? Boom, it's over. Lucky, because I was in the right place. If I was here, it wouldn't have been any good. If I was there higher, I would have seen the background, telephone poles. Mm-hmm. Lower, I would have. Lucky.
That's where, as they say,
look at my picture.
Preparation meets
well, yeah.
Opportunity, right?
Preparation does meet opportunity. Look at the picture of Sarrazin on the porch at Augusta. I was so excited to be there, and the credentials I had allowed me to eat upstairs where the players eat. I walked upstairs at 6:30 and I saw the squire sitting in a chair, staring out like we're doing now, staring out at the putting green and the golf course. I said, "Mr. Sarrazin, may I sit down?" He said, "Yes." There was another chair there, so I sat down and I looked at it and I thought, wow. I hate asking people to pose, you know. It's the man's private. He's enjoying a moment or moments. I said, "Mr. Sarrazin, I'm here on an assignment. I'm a professional photographer. And what you're doing now would really make a great picture. I promise, if you let me take a picture, I will take only one. I don't shoot a whole bunch of pictures. Please, feel free to take a picture." So I took this one picture. Well, you don't have to take more than one. Just make sure the camera's ready. And there he is, looking out at them. Do you know, we talked about Quarry in Naples today. His daughter came up to me because I had my name on the credential. She said, "I love that picture of my father. Would you send me a print?" This is like 30 years later.
That's a beautiful picture. I love it too.
Yeah. Man is quiet, sitting out there looking. He's got his little spectator chair. It says G. Sarrazin, Marco Island, Florida. Right on, he's got his marker on it. Here's what Paul wrote on a picture. I played Augusta with a member.
Is Paul Azinger?
Paul Alexander.
Paul Alexander.
Yeah.
Your son,
yeah. And I said to the caddy, it was the Monday after the Masters, I was still there. So I played, and I said to the caddy that was caddying for me, "Look, I put a camera in the golf bag. If you see a moment where you might want to take a picture, because I'd love to have a souvenir of me at Augusta." So he said, "Sure." I said, "It's all set, 12 feet, exposure set for the sun today." So he takes a picture of me addressing the ball on the driving range. And there's Sevi looking right at me. For whatever reason. So Paul wrote in the white border, "I've seen Sevi watch Jules, but I've never seen Jules watch Sevi." The same thing like they say about Nicklaus and Hogan.
That's right. That's right.
That was for the cover of the Met Golfer. And I had to go to Hawaii. They were playing in a senior event at I think it was Waialae. And I had 10 minutes to do the picture because it was early in the morning and they were going to play in the tournament. So there they are, sitting outside, all four of them. You know, there were 50 major championships between the four of them. Interesting. In fact,
Remarkable.
It's remarkable. And I looked at the four of them and I thought, wow, nobody better than these four. Gather yourself.
Touch a lot of lives, Jules.
Yeah, well, I'm glad, if I do.
We're in your studio, and it is beautiful to be here, Jules. You're going to sign
Thank you. Good
your famous Tiger Woods book for me, which I feel so honored to have. This is the inner sanctum right here.
I signed it on the plane. Look, your signature's on plane.
Signed it on Tiger Woods' plane. And what does it say, Jules?
Right, look here. This is what I was talking about, preface, page 11. You see, here, pre-focused. I call this article focused because I'm focused and golfers are focused. As digital photography begins to replace film, I'm reminded of some early film photographers like Cartier-Bresson, Eugene Smith, Robert Capa, and Eisenstadt, who roamed the world with just one Leica camera and a single lens, and yet took such magnificent pictures. Unlike all the accessories available to today's photographers, they were unburdened by too much equipment kept these photographers from missing the perfect shot. Too much equipment of any kind can really ruin you.
Over analyzing like in golf, huh?
Yeah. Hey, look at here. Photographer's note to my dear father, who put a camera in my hands when I was 12 years old. To my wife, Dana, who encouraged me for 40 years. To my sons, Paul and Carl.
How's everybody?
Etc. And look who's here.
How are you?
Hey, Paul,
Things good
Chip
to see
Beck,
you.
you're on
Yeah.
Candid Camera.
Great to see you. You
The
look great.
great son, one of the great sons, you and Carl.
Oh, the great father. Yeah, feeling
Huh?
good.
I'm taking video in the inner sanctum here, and he's going to put it on my website now. You
That's
think?
great.
And he just signed the Tiger Woods book to me. Isn't that something? Got all the
This is a room full of golf. Feel it.
golf
As soon
and
as I walk
everything.
in
It's
here.
beautiful though. I love this place right here. I always feel honored to be here, Jules.
Yeah.
So God bless you and thank you, Jules.